Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5, and today we have got another Abarth. And for 20 points, the Fiat Abarth 124 2017 can be yours. This thing has 165 brake horsepower, 184 foot-pounds of torque, and it weighs a whopping 2,477 pounds with just a 1.4 litre engine. But this thing has got a pretty cool sort of look around it. It's kind of described as the Italian Miata, so to speak, or the Italian MX-5. But I do like the look of the front of it and the stripe going along the middle of the car. Going to the side, it does look pretty cool, and to the back, actually not too bad of a design. Going to the inside, it does look pretty cool as well. This thing is a convertible, which is fantastic. And there's also a screen over there, just in case you need it. And now, like usual, let's go ahead and take a little listen to that 1.4 litre. So here we are now over at the upgrade shop. So the first thing we're going to do is jump straight to conversion and over to engine swaps, and we have a whopping 1. That is really disappointing. But it is of course the 1.6 litre inline-4 turbo rally, so you can get a good 670 odd brake horsepower out of this thing, although there's clearly space to at least add in the 2J engine swap. If you want to, you can go ahead and make this thing all-wheel drive as well. In fact, I have one way back in Forza Horizon 4 which looks a little bit like this, which was honestly a pretty cool little all-wheel drive car back in the day. Going to aero and appearance, we have got terrible Forza aero at the front, and for the back we have got an even worse Forza wing. However, we're going to go ahead and slap on some semi-slick tyres, and we're going to go ahead and make them just a little bit wider at the front, and of course quite a fair ways wider at the back, because we're going to go ahead and make this thing into a little bit of an A-class race build. So I'll be right back. Okay, and let's see, how low to the ground do we get? Oh my god, that is practically scraping the floor. And so after a bit of upgrading, we are currently sat at 260 or thereabouts brake horsepower, A-class 760, and we weigh just over 2,000 pounds. But now, let's go and paint this thing. So going to the paints, we have got 3 advanced painting groups. We have got painting group number 1, which is the main body of the car. We've got paint group number 2, which is, okay, it's the bumpers and the wing mirrors. And then we've got paint group number 3, which I believe should be the stripe. Ah, it is. Not bad. And then it is of course the same for the bonnet as well. We've got paint group number 1, which is actually these bits at the side, which do indeed look pretty cool. And then of course it'll be the stripe in the middle. I said in the middle, thank you, that's much better. And now going over to here, we've got a whole bunch of manufacturer colours. So I'm going to try and get through all these in one breath. I don't know how well we'll do, but let's give it a go. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different colours for this thing, which is absolutely insane, and about the largest amount of colours I think I've seen on a car in this game for quite some time. And that blue really does look nice. I like that. Although I feel like bringing a little bit of nostalgia back. So let's go with this. There we go. If you know, then you know. And the next thing you know, we need to go ahead and race this thing. Now, fun fact, I actually got to see one of these in person not too long ago. It was driving back past me on the way back for an event that I'd been to, so I didn't get a chance to actually stop and talk to the person that was driving it, but it was in a rather bright red, and honestly these things do look really nice. And away we go. We're up against 11 other vehicles. Can our car do its best and get to that first place before the end of this race? I really hope it does, because I've got a lot of faith in this thing. It used to do pretty well. We've already started overtaking the really bright Horizon Supra, and now we've got a whole bunch more to go. Thankfully, a lot of them usually end up braking just up here. That's an Audi. Can we get any more places? We can. Just, what are you? Move. Now, I used to call this thing the clutch car, mostly because not only did I drive it in manual with clutch a lot, it used to really do well and chime in just at the end of online races, where it used to just, well, let's just say it did pretty well. I'm just going to put it that way. And now I'm just hoping it can do it again, because second place is right there, first is up here, and we don't have much of the race left to go ahead and claw back that first place. Let's go ahead and see if our Horizon 4 luck can continue up a game. Come on, past the Audi, yeah, there we go, it did what it used to do, the car is back. Well, admittedly a little different from the last time I drove it. It used to be all-wheel drive, now it's back to being rear-wheel, but that won't stop us from going across the line in a very nice first place. And let's see, what did we get a time of? We got a time of 2 minutes 14, not bad. Change of pace for upgrading this time. We're back over at the player house, but we're going to go ahead and make this thing a little bit of a drag racing machine. So we're going with the all-wheel drive, we are going with the engine swap, and of course we will be going for some drag tyres as well as soon as I can find them. It's just a case of trying to find them, and they are just here. I've uploaded a screenshot, that's good to know. And for the first time, the clutch car is spitting flames! So for the upgraded, we're at 668 brake horsepower, 2,207 pounds, and 78,050 credits out of pocket. Here at the festival, so let's go ahead and get a little bit of a wheelie check. Oh, wow! Hold on just a second. Can we do that again? We can. I did not expect that out of this. Cool. Alright. Right, let's go ahead and jump up to the little bit of drag strip here. And let's go ahead and get ourselves ready at launch control. And away we go. I don't expect this thing to be the fastest, but I sure hope it actually does semi-okay. Because if not, I will be quite sad. Because there's definitely some missed potential for this car already. But let's hope it can at least do all right. 173 miles an hour. And then 180 off the end of the runway. But yeah, there's definitely some room here for improvement, room for a couple of other engine swaps. Forza could have done something with this. So in the meantime, it's left to us to go and do something with this. So sadly it didn't quote come in clutch during that little bit of sort of drag racing, but now let's go ahead and slam this thing back down again. And we'll go and find some decent tyres, because we still need to find out what this thing's top speed actually is, because mine in Horizon 4, I never found out what it was, believe it or not, despite the fact the map is absolutely huge. I never found out what it was, but now hopefully we might be able to get a little bit of a good old top speed test. So let's go do that. But very quickly, here is the Forzathon shop for the hot season. We've got the Ferrari 288 GTO, we've got the Lamborghini Aventador Super Veloce, the Quick Draw Emote, the Doodle Pattern Joggers, the Horizon Super Wheelspin, and your regular wheelspin too. So here we are now at the edge of the motorway, so let's go ahead and see what top speed we get out of the good old clutch car, also known as the Fiat 124 Spyder, and hopefully we'll get a bit of a good old top speed, because the drag racing let us down, but hopefully this bit will, well, not let us down. I'm trying to think of a fancy way to say it, but let's just be honest, I really hope it's quick. And hello, edge of speed zone at 220.75, so this thing is relatively speedy, I'm not going to lie. But let's go ahead and see what it does downhill and through the speed camera too. And through the camera we go at 230.68 and going downhill 233, 234, 235, 236, are we at 237? No. At 236 is honestly not too bad given the very limited amount of things that we can actually do with this car. So, however, there's one thing left to do, and that is to take this thing drifting. However, first, I think we'll need these. Alright, here we are at our local drift zone, so we'll go ahead and just chuck it in here and see how well we do. We are very, very sideways at the moment, which is always a promising start. Can we stick it out to the end? We can. 39,675 points, which is honestly pretty good considering this tiny thing. I mean, yes, while it's not as small as your average Isetta or PLP 50 or probably Ant, it is honestly really still a pretty good car. But let's go ahead and see how it does now at round number 2, going back the other way and hoping that we don't collide with the bridge, which is always a major concern doing this, but thankfully we have missed it this time, and we go out the other side with 37,336 points, which is not too bad at all. Abarth is technically just fear, isn't it? So before we head into the one song that everybody keeps asking the name of, alias Sandstorm, I think that'll be this video on the Fiat Abarth 124 Spyder. It is honestly a pretty good car and definitely worth picking up, even if it's just to have in your garage for a little bit. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, that's it from me. Seg out. See ya. No, Super, I'm not going to race you. Do you see how tiny this thing is?